Welcome to your Farm and Home Show. My name is Joanna Coles, and today we're visiting with Chris Schalk. He's the Barren County Extension Agent for Agriculture and Natural Resources. Now, Chris, we've been talking about lawns and mowing and things like that, but there's probably some safety things that we need to think about. And I think when we hear about accidents that could have been prevented, and you know, there's not a ton of accidents, but even one.
And a lot of times with mowers or outdoor power equipment, it's children and it's fairly horrific. Okay, it's just horrible, and we don't want anybody to go through that. So, and
there are some more safety features now than there were when we were kids, but we still hear about those accidents. And so, what would you recommend, especially when kids are around? Age appropriate.
All right. You may think back, I started mowing a yard when I was 8 years old. Okay, well, that might not be age appropriate now. All right, okay. Age appropriate tasks and education. We need to make sure we show people, whether it's our children, anybody, spouse, whoever we want to use that equipment, we need to show them how to use it correctly, and how to use it safely.
Because a lot of times we're in a hurry, right? I know, like growing up, I was probably too small to be operating the tractor, but Dad said you just run it at this RPM.
That's exactly right.
But I knew no troubleshooting techniques.
Right. You know very little parameters. Okay, I can operate, but we don't know the troubleshooting deal.
Yeah, and maybe do that before they're actually mowing, because a lot of times when it happens, you need to go. You know, you are limited time. Maybe
it's good
on
for
a
rainy
Sunday
day.
Afternoon, rainy day.
Yeah,
would be great. And explain some of those safety features. Like a lot of those mowers have like a rollover bar.
Right. If we've got the roll bar, we got to use in the seat belt. You know how the safety switches, the lockouts work, and that kind of stuff. And you got to do this, and this to make it work. And that's a safety thing. We don't try to bypass that or something like that.
Yeah. And so just explaining what those are, and I think mowing on slopes. It's dangerous, and sometimes though a kid's like, oh, I'm getting really good at this mowing, I'm going to attempt that. And that's where we see some accidents happen.
Right. And a zero-turn mower handles completely different than a tractor type mower. So if they're used to one, move to the other. I think the slope is a big deal. Break a field in for a kid for a while. Okay. All right. And then, tell them to leave that and you'll come back and get it. Ease them into that as their comfort level increases.
Absolutely. And then probably just be around, especially when they're first mowing, learning how to mow.
Right.
Just being available.
You don't want to sit on the front porch and critique everything, but you got to, just people management skills. I think that's really important. But you got to be available. Me, I think it's the right personal protective equipment. All right. I love the earphones that are regular hearing protection, but I can listen to the radio in there, ball games or whatever. I mean, I think those are great. Just jabbing your AirPods in your ears, that's not, hearing protection, okay? So using the proper thing to protect your ears. And we know more about the sun now, all right? But sunscreen, that kind of stuff. And having the right shoes and stuff on. Flip-flops are great. Crocs are great. They're not good for, mowing the yard. And teaching the people that you do to walk around the yard. I've seen people hit golf balls with a lawnmower, and what it does to a window or a vehicle, makes for a comical story afterwards, but not at the time.
Absolutely, yeah. And I think that personal protective equipment, a wide brimmed hat, making sure you're protecting your eyes with some sunglasses, and the hearing protection, all that's important. I used to work on my tan when I did that.
Yeah.
And now it's catching up with me, Chris. So I think it's important. But then also protection when you're outdoors, like with insects, ticks, and things like that.
Yeah, we hear more and more people with the alpha-gal thing going on, and we don't want to get just a little. The sunscreen that I use is treated with a cedar oil, so it's a natural bug repellent. If that's important to you, you can pick it up online. That's where I get it, but works really well. That kind of stuff. So yeah, let's try to keep the bugs off of us and take care of ourselves the best we can.
Absolutely. And a lot of people think, well, I'm just in my yard. There's not ticks there. But unfortunately,
there is.
Ticks are kind of everywhere.
They're everywhere.
And they're small. And so we really have to be vigilant on either wearing that insect repellent or checking. Thanks for watching and have a great day.